There's a very interesting statement in Pirkei Avos. Actually, it was repeated twice in the opening chapter. Aseh lecha Rav. Make for yourself a rabbi. Why is that an interesting statement? Because implied within that statement is the fact that you have a decision to make. You have to choose a rabbi. See, this is a very interesting idea. In any aspect of psak halacha, we are always told to be observant, to listen to the rules that are presented to us, to accept the authority that is imposed upon us by the Torah through the voice of the Rav who renders psak halacha, who renders halachic decisions. But the fact is while authority is extremely important within the Torah perspective, aseh lecha Rav, there's still a decision that only you can make, and that you cannot ask a Rav, and that is, who should be your Rav? Who should be a rabbi? The point is you have to make that decision yourself. You can ask for advice, you can ask for others, for some input from others, but the fact is that only you can make the decision of who you're going to follow. And you can't even necessarily look it up in a book, look it up in a sefer, in a Torah book. You can get advice from it, but the point of the matter is whatever the Torah book says, do you accept the authority of the person who's telling you that? Have you accepted that authority? Did you choose to accept that authority? Unless there's some, is there some mandate that you have to accept that authority? Fact is Pirkei Avos is saying, Aseh lecha Rav. You have to recognize that you have to accept authority. Judaism is not an autonomous system. It does not say, hey, make your own decisions. You have to accept the authority of someone who is really capable of making decisions, has the knowledge to make decisions, and you have to accept that authority. That's the importance of Yiras Shamayim, of being in awe of God, which is extended to the awe of Talmidei Chachamim. The fact is this is the idea of being in awe of the scholars, of the Torah scholars. But bottom line, who you learn Torah from, who is your Rebbe, the one who teaches you Torah, who is your posek, who is the person you ask your shilas to, your questions to, you're the only one who can make that decision. And in the end, you have to recognize that you are going to be held responsible for making that decision in the best way possible. The difference is that there is a certain aspect of autonomy within Torah. You have the autonomy to choose your Rav. But there's a little difference in that autonomy of Torah. There is one that you're going to be responsible to in terms of making that decision. You have to know how to make that decision correctly. And the fact is you have to recognize that decision as being a decision of the person who you feel can express to you the Ratzon Hashem, the will of God, in the best possible way. That's how you choose a Rav. A person who says that who's going to be telling you what you believe God, what that person believes God wants from you. And you have to accept, this is the person I'm going to accept as the voice piece of the Kodesh Baruch Hu to me, as telling me what God wishes to say, or teaching me how to develop my own ability to understand what God wants. But it's your decision. You have to choose a rabbi, and you have to accept the responsibility of that decision.